Man's Gang. Uh, Welcome to Pyre. We're starting this day. Let's see. I think I last played this 2 or 3 years ago. It was kind of out of my comfort zone because I mean it's sort of a sports game. It's not really, but sort of. And I don't really like sports. It's not my thing. However, I really enjoyed this. I'm also a pretty big fan of the Harry Potter Quidditch game. It's actually pretty sick. Yeah, it's been 2 or 3 years. I remember the general way of the story, but I don't remember specific moments per se, so that'll be nice to go through. And, yeah, I think this game's pretty awesome, but because of its nature, it didn't necessarily appeal to everyone. So, probably didn't sell as well as it should have, even though it's beautiful and really fun. And it's even pretty unique, like the way it handles your fail states and stuff. And because I know about that, I'm actually going to set this to a higher difficulty. Not that I remember how to play the game. They heightened through Nightwing reached end of campaign. Oh, so I can't even do that, but I remember this shit getting pretty damn hard by the end of it, for reasons we'll get to much later. So, yeah, let's be prepared. I also think I played with the controller originally. Generally, if it's third person, I will prefer a controller, but I don't know. We'll see. It might be more of a keyboard game. Alright, a box. Hold on. Is it not working, or... Huh. Well, that's not good. The overlay isn't actually working in-game this time. Man, I thought I tested everything out before I started. How saddening. Oh. Okay, well, I guess the border helped. Didn't screw anything up on your end, right? Just ever so slightly. Let me readjust the screen here. There. Okay, I think we're good now. Okay. Sorry about that. Alright, Alt-Tab to make sure it was really fine. Now we're good. Yeah, I'm gonna maybe read things that don't have narration. This game isn't necessarily voice acted. I mean, it is, but it's in, like, the in-game language. So, yeah, I'm gonna read things that don't have narration. This game isn't necessarily voice acted. I mean, it is, but it's in, like, the in-game language. So, yeah, I don't know, it was more about me getting exhausted with my voice and also not being the best voice actor in the world, so yes, I will read this, but your days in a downside brought slow, lonesome agony. Now, as you lie yielding to the elements, something rumbles into view. 3 shapes emerge, each clad in strange attire. Highlighted words can tell you more about the world, and this is a really awesome world, guys. And you can already tell it's beautiful, but the world's interesting too. The downside, a vast purgatory in which Commonwealth casts its convicts and its enemies. None have been known to return from the Forsaken Land. So you can assume that I'm now either, I don't know, some kind of traitor to this Commonwealth, or I'm a criminal. Either way, we are not good people, probably. Press X anywhere to continue. Okay. Apparently these were originally all completely voice acted, and then they went with more of like just a phrase so they could save budget and stuff. It's fine, it works. It's not like you'd be able to understand them anyways. You know, maybe I will read. I'm sorry. Another piece of filth expelled from the Commonwealth. Proud country risen from the ashes of fallen empire, home to a multitude of ethnic groups, founded on principles of mercy and kinship, whose exact meanings evolved through the centuries. See, right on schedule. What'd I tell you? Boy. Yeah, I lied, guys. I'm not gonna read. There's so many characters. I can only do one voice, which will maybe confuse you guys. I don't know how to do this.
Persona tetamo.
He's breathing. The masked wanderers presume you are male. Interactive changes. Oh yeah, I think I saw that when I was going through the settings before. Masked wanderers presume nothing about your gender. How kind. Now we're dudes. As you can already tell, these people are, and not only their masks all super cool, they look like a Juggernaut from Dota 2, but they're all very different heights, so you can maybe guess that they're all different races, which they are. And, yeah. They're all pretty creative races, I've gotta say. We'll see soon enough. Like he's still, then stand aside, just third place. Alright, I want to give like adequate time for you guys to read, so I like read it out to myself. I should probably keep that in my head to not confuse anyone. This is so weird. Can you people just tell?
Tereulios. Mazarvushan. Listos. Cogita perde osta, maché.
It's weird how, like, more detailed his face is compared to the mask. But I guess you can assume it's like, I don't know, ceramic or bone. So I guess it is just that smooth in comparison. Or you could also say that the mask is there to hide details about the person, and that's why it's so featureless. Anyways, yeah, that wasn't like their head shape. This man is a human. A beautiful human man. Are all equal nothings here.
Sina Matuchem.
Name's Hedwin. I wasn't sure how to pronounce that at first, but everyone seems to say Hedwin. I thought it was maybe Hedwin? Hedwine? Maybe the D is silent, it's Hedwin? Hedwin? Hedwin. That's what everyone goes with, so that's what we're gonna say. He's one of the three masked wanderers who found you clinging to life in Downside. Since no ill intent as he helps you and leads you to the old black wagon, doesn't like the steady vassals that paraded the Commonwealth criminals through Alabaster streets. I think Alabaster's a color. Not sure. Edwin beckons you to enter the wagon. Step inside. The weather-beaten wagon is much a mess inside and out. You see the masked woman and the talkative creature taking stock of ancient-looking books.
Agnosenta. Tu gravitas ta.
Joe Dariel. You know what? There are certain characters that do talk in English. I forgot about that. I guess they have their own language in the Commonwealth or Downside or whatever. And also during the credits, they see their names, so 100% Joe Dariel. Got it? Okay. You notice that it said she loosened the clasp on her mask instead of untied it. Like his is just a face cover, while hers is more of a helmet. I thought that was interesting. Anyway, Shotariel. She's the most imposing of the three masked horns who found you clinging to life. See, she's a massive chick with big ass horns. Kinda dope. Rookie Greentail. He actually has a full name. I think it's because this race of dog people, they are dogs if you couldn't tell. He looks kind of like the Tramp from Lady and the Tramp. Like the Disney animated one. I don't know if there are other versions of it or not. There's a sick ass mustache, a gold tooth. This dude's a pimp. Anyways, I think that they have like clans. Maybe based on the type of dog they are or something. I don't remember. This might not be like a family name per se. Such pleasantries out of the way, the horned woman then mentions the others. She glances at you sidelong as she speaks.
Tereso.
Salah Haladium.
Mo benestasi. Disa, onestasi.
Asking if you're a reader. I think that's maybe what Hedwin meant when he said you're one of them, or I think Joe Dariel said it actually. You have markings on you. Actually, I think it's because you're a reader that you understand English, and they don't. And that's why they're not talking English. Something like that. There's gonna be a part where people start talking for real. Anyways, one who can derive meaning from text. Quite simple as that. I guess these people can't read. Literacy has been prohibited for centuries. Those with knowledge of the old ways violate the law of the land. So I guess that's why we got banished, because we know how to read. So, when I mentioned the Commonwealth was like founded on freedom and whatnot, and the meaning changed over time, probably what they mean. Censorship. Not good. You know, this made many, there were like a ton of burning books. So maybe we're not necessarily so bad, are we? It's actually one of those decision-making games, so stuff like this actually matters. Whether or not you lie to them, whatever.
The green!
Ligaratus.
Read these books for us, bro. The exiles indicate the books in their possession. Have a look. See, there's several of these books. This is sort of our hub area. It actually like gets items as we go across our journey. There's some stuff to interact with. Look around, try and learn more about the world. Rickety ladder leads to the wagon's centrifuge, judging by the gibbering creatures up there. Odd creatures, hungry-looking creatures, roost near some of the attic. There is nothing you can do for them now. It's an intricate sigil. A symbol of some sort is set in the wagon's floorboards. You cannot sense its purpose. Ooh. Goodbye, candles. Clean up the cobwebs? Yeah. How dare you people drive a wagon this gross. Those eyes. Closed door. The black wagon's common room must be back there. And you do not feel very welcome now. So, I guess you could say this is a big-ass wagon. It's big enough for a living room. Here's all the outfits you saw them wearing. Only get the 3 masks now. I don't know if more will appear later or not. Old raiments, colorful robes, and apparently a mask adorn one of the wagon's walls. Side door beyond the lights boundary downside. Even if you could run, you would not get far. And right now we're in a desert, so this place is already pretty inhospitable. But it only gets worse, guys. Lone minstrel, a figure sits very still in the corner of the wagon. Now is not the time to check on him. Just vibrates full body when you touch him. Yeah. Okay. Let's interact with the book. Jeez. One of several such heavy, ominous volumes. The exiles unit seem very interested in them. Interact to learn more. Look how it shakes with power. You pick up one of the old heavy volumes, bound in materials you do not recognize. Forward. Formal welcome, undersigned by the 8 scribes. You, dear reader, are an exile of the downside, such as we, the 8 who wrote this book of rites. That you possess it and have the capacity to clean its words is testament enough to your potential. Jeez. That's to reveal a path from the forsaken place to freedom. Homecoming in glory. The stars themselves shall be your guide ere the turning of the year's first solstice. Seek the nearest longitude beneath the brightest of 8 as they align as shown. Like that. They they sparkle when you wipe over them. Makes it a little easier to read. Too bad the symbol itself makes it hard to read. Even if it does fade away. Anyways. Arrive as a triumvirate clad in the raiments of the rites bearing this book. Oblige the voice that tells you more. Oh, could I have... Could have. That would have made things easier. Easier for both of us. The book describes a complicated method through which the exiles can return to the Commonwealth. The words swim through your mind as Hedwyn gets your attention.
Sentirna.
Then your vision starts to fade and blur. You feel your body weaken and give out.
Reader, dare you tamper with forbidden knowledge? So soon after your sentence into exile. 'Tis true what the book says. You can be free again. Perhaps not you yourself, but someone worthy of the privilege. You witness now the path toward salvation. You witness the rites, the one way to return to glory. Though in your case, I hardly think it possible. Yet, by the grace of the scribes, it is my duty to inform you anyhow.
Right, so, this is the actual, bulk gameplay, I'd say. It's the sport part of the game. As you can see, everyone's, a different size as they were in the real world. It sort of dictates their playstyle based on their race. So if you see someone who's a demon, they'll play about the same as your demon, with stat variations, of course. But I don't know, I think it's pretty cool how that works. It's somewhat a class system, even if everyone plays about the same.
Gloricasta.
Oh my.
Veretusta.
Barosta.
Ratana. Augire se.
Freedom. You focus all your mental faculties to do as Hedwyn asked. As you can see, the battlefield is actually the book itself, so we're outside reading.
Falls from the heavens when the time is nigh. Exiles conduct the rites as a triumvirate, for they must prove their trust in one another, not just in themselves.
Alright, so whether you have the ball or not, you still press A to switch characters. It's sort of like auto-locks based on the direction you're picking, so if people are close together, it can be a bit more fucky, but you can hold the button to fine-tune it.
The three must act as one.
With right trigger sprint, everyone's got a stamina meter. See, Rookie walks faster than the others because of his race. But someone like Joe Doriel, they walk incredibly slow, but they're also massive, so they have a bigger hitbox to get into the thing. He also doesn't have a sprint, but a fast jump.
The pyre with the orb and be purified. Yes, the exiled Joe Doriel has the way of it. Whoever steps into the flame is banished for a time. His or her cohorts must make do on their own. Oh, but it is not so simple. In the rites, you shall face adversaries whose own freedom is at stake. Beware the aura that surrounds them, as they shall beware yours.
Right. Everybody's got this aura about them. When you touch with another's, your aura both grows in strength. Partially to make it just like less useless than this, but that's a pretty important mechanic for like blocking. And so you can touch people with it to banish them temporarily.
The aura is your wrongdoing. Accept it as a part of you.
An aura of guilt, how metal.
Cast your aura like a stone.
Yeah, that's another thing you do. Everyone has a directional attack. This is different depending on your race as well. But as you see, your aura goes away when you're ready to cast it and when it's out. So while it does leave a little trail, you are also putting your character at risk when you're getting ready to do that. And whenever you pick up the orb, your passive aura vanishes as well. So it makes you the easy target.
Just so. A glorious performance, I admit. More than I expected from the likes of you. Grasp the orb once more.
People come back based on like a cooldown. I think it's governed by one of their stats. And obviously when you dunk the ball in there with your character, you do like a big amount of points. I think that's also governed by a stat, but also their race. And that's how you get your big points, but you also end up losing the character for the next round until next point's scored.
The orb absorbs the aura, then the orb quenches the flame. Now I say jump. Leap with all your strength.
Now, the aura itself isn't like all-inclusive. You can build speed and kind of clear it if you're not touching the ground. Like jumping and making a proper dunk is really important. You see the human only did 20 while Joe Doriel did 30 because she's so slow.
Snuff out the adversary's pyre.
It's very balanced. I think
Yet burns.
Rookie here only does 10 points, I think. Because he's so fast. Making a pass like that can be a clutch move, you see. Because you set your aura back up, you know? If someone's coming near you, you can like get your aura out real quick, touch them, pass the ball back.
How utterly brazen.
Last time I played, I used Joe Doriel as more of an attacker.
Another banishment.
She's pretty difficult to get to the thing with when the enemy is actually trying. However, her aura is massive, so she's great for this kind of thing.
How far? The rite is complete. There, dear reader. Now you understand. Or do you? This was but a glimpse of that which lies ahead. I would tell you to turn back, cast down your hope. But all those such as you never listen.
Everybody moves a bit differently. You notice Rookie, he kind of slides around a bit like he's on ice. It takes some getting used to. That's part of why we picked a hard difficulty. The others are still picking themselves up as you awaken. Oh, alright, that was also like a very barren map. The maps themselves change with like obstacles and stuff. It gets more interesting.
Non mai naraz.
Sundaše Miloše.
Tora Thoste.
Jadariel leads you outside where a clear night sky awaits.
Solishemta.
The rites, an ancient ritual competition through which the worthiest exiles regained their freedom. The 8 scribes gave their freedom so that they may yet have ours. So we may yet have ours. Prayer from the Book of Rites. You gaze at the stars, seek out your destination. Wow. Capriest, the Olden Star? Capriast. Star of Moonstag Hunter, those born under it are ambitious, though also discontented. Huh. Geminian, the Olden Star. Are these all Olden Stars? Star of the First Empress, those born under it seek knowledge and new experiences. Cool. Goal, the South Star. I guess maybe Olden Stars are like birth signs. The South Star burns bright with a massive ridge of stone much further than the naked eye can see. Interact to determine location of the next bright.
Arazetema.
200 leagues due east, the Ridge of Goal. According to the stars, next rite shall soon commence here. The fossil remains of Serpent Titan slain by Golathian, yet loom over those living in its shadow. Right, so this is only the first star. I don't know if we'll get past more than one match today or not. Because there's more to it than just matches, of course, but, whenever a rite's about to happen, a big star will glow, like, brighter than the others, and that tells you your destination, which I think is a cool way to navigate.
Concilia.
And another team, just like us, will have to go to that spot before the deadline and try to meet us there. You can imagine that'll be difficult in a place that's all freaking shitty. Very soon, according to the stars, you should be able to arrive in time if you make haste.
Indaratarios.
Jodariel, is the most imposing of 3 mouse corners who found you clinging to life. These change, like, over time, based on what you know about them and stuff. Jodariel turns to you, studying you.
Tamariliosta.
Bravo sta frati.
Kereamios.
I don't know why I didn't read that. Right, the rights are allowed to take in freedom is key. Something like that. Whenever you're doing this for your freedom, even though you just got here. Alright, there's a prairie. You see, it doesn't look so bad, but there's like lava pits down there. There's plants, though. It's better than desert, right? If some of them were probably poisonous. You arrive in the downside prairie, one of the downside's only verdant regions. It only gets less habitable as you press further north. Where the road ahead is forked, there's a lack of consensus about which way to proceed. I'm telling you, we'll have to take the northern pass. Got an associate hold up in Route. The northern region of Rigid Gold goes through small exile encampment. Every so often, Tempest come to a scour away that hurts and hovels. Huts and hovels. I don't know what that means. Those are buildings. Scour away the huts and hovels. Means there's really freaking strong wind. Blows down people's house. The big bad wolf. They always crop back up. I've got to pay a visit to his sides. Let's head to the blooming pools to avoid attention. The southern route of the Rigid Gold goes through a humid area pocketed with hot springs. Runoff from the sandfolds means no bathing in the springs. They're just there to mock you. I think that just means that the water is too hot, maybe more of a boiling pit. Your dispute continues as heads have been listened for a while. If the rites are meant to test their faith, then we best learn to trust the reader's instincts on the path. Guessing along the lake, we all live with that.
Aderas.
Pistalium.
It's gonna take a while for me to get into the habit of only reading things that aren't voiced or whatever. You may now choose a route for goal and weigh the options. So, yeah, a big part of the other half of the game really is this sort of Oregon Trail style thing. You make choices to get to your destination. There are consequences and rewards that come with it. The rewards are often like items that you can use to help you in the rites to like boost your stats or whatever. Maybe make it so you can survive one banishment after dunking a ball. Something like that. There's some really useful things, but you can only have a few of them equipped. I think that's maybe what sold me on the game. The more RPG-y aspect of it. If it was just sports, I maybe would have liked it a little less, even if it is unique and simple enough, but... Anyways... Dariel thinks she can find a rare plant here. That's what we say. Rookie knows someone here owes him. So, we might get something cool at either place. I think I'm gonna head to Hollow Root. Maybe finding a plant and someone who definitely owes you, and someone who definitely owes you is probably better, right? As you pass through the squalid little area, you hear boisterous voices coming from what looks like to be a public house. Public house, the long form of pub. It's a bar, guys, where people hang out. Rookie stumbles forth from it, holding something in his paws. You receive a plain parcel. You can't tell what's inside. I forgot money's a thing. This can be sold at the slug market. Certain types of luxury goods somehow find their way down to downside. So I guess you could say we're smuggling something. But it's gonna pay off later, right? The black wagon grinds to a stop at the base of the rigid goal. The others ask you to assist with making preparations for nightfall. The commencement of the rite? Right. Commencement. I don't know why I said commensation. Commence the rite. Alright, well, that was pretty quick. We'll probably get to another raid too, actually. Press Y anywhere to go inside. See if Rookie's here, we can talk to him. Seems to have something on his mind.
Para, frati.
Me proxesilam.
Crude trading posts from the downside, Commonwealth, contraband sometimes finds way to the downside where it's traded and sold. The slug market, I believe, is like a wagon mounted on a literal slug. I think there's maybe one outside of every right. I don't remember. We'll see it. Cool idea, isn't it? If you can't tell, I totally forgot to mention, this is a Supergiant game. Made a Transistor, Bastion. They're working on Hades right now. So, yeah, the art's really awesome. I love their artists. And the music. Music's dope too. You probably didn't even notice, but the voice during the rite, that's, he does Rux, I think his name was, the old man, the narrator in Bastion. So he's very talented as well. He has a very wide range. Anyways.
Luz harayisim.
Dario says nothing in response, soon changes the subject.
Soldiamente mal.
The two of them soon go about rummaging through the raiments and the books strewn about the wagon, leaving it to their own devices. So they're trying to set up for the thing. Right now it seems kind of weird that, like, you read the book and it told you about the rites. None of them know how to read, yet they knew about the rites somehow. They figured out this belongs to a sports team. A drive imp, creatures such as this have been bred to push the black wagon along. They know cars have horsepower, or a wagon has imp power. Headwind's cooking tins. What passes for cooking supplies and downside, Headwind does most of the cooking. See, everyone adds a personal effect to the wagon. Greentail family portrait, reasonable likeness of a younger Rookie with mother and uncle. I guess you can assume that his father's not around then. Jody's throw rug, fashioned from a howler's hide, sends their ilk a clear message. Jody says not to step on it. You can see Jody's kind of assertive. They're the ladder lean the locked enclosure of said cabin. The wagon center. Oh, wait. I already clicked on that before, didn't I? Yeah, she's like big, imposing, and she's kind of aggressive. Makes her hard to like at first, but she's good. She kind of makes up for it in the rites for the beginning before you get to know her. Just by being an awesome character to use. Jeez, my throat. You observe the man slumped in the corner, wagging, bearing some sort of string instrument. You sense he lives, but nothing more. Seems importune to ask him now. Ask about him now. Inopportune. That's a word. The common room. Interact with and view the roster. Common room, you may review various notes and observations about your fellow exiles and their respective paths towards enlightenment in the rites. Right, so everyone has like a level. They get skills. I believe there's a branching skill tree. So I think it's the kind of thing where you like. There has to be a way to. Masteries. And you can't see it until I've actually leveled up. I was gonna say, I think it's the kind of thing where like you can invest points all over, or you can only follow one path to get a master skill all the way at the bottom. You only get to level up these 5 times. Yeah, we can also have a 1 item equipped. You see you have stats, glory. This is the damage you deal to Pyre, your points. Nomad is like his race / class. Common folk, stripped of name, home, and title. Come from all directions towards Commonwealth, where they live settled in some form. Presence, this is their aura size. One's inner and outer strength combined. Hope, attribute affects duration of banishment. That's the respawn time. Quickness is speed, obviously. So, I mean, these are all really simple stats, but they're all really freaking important. And you can see everyone has their own different type of cash jump and sprint. That's different based on the races as well. So you want Steinstein way to regain his freedom and return to his home. Outsider. They entrusted the high-wing remnants never flew far from their mountain nest. Huh? Those who served on the blood border were taught to always watch the skies. Astral sign is unknown. What he did to get in here, how long he's been here, his motive for getting out, maybe. These are all things you can learn by talking to them. I think you maybe get experience bonuses when you unlock these kind of things. Observations, he's the one who nursed you back from the brink. After finding you, manner suggested life in exile is... Can't really read past my box. After finding you in the downside, his general manner suggests that his life as exile is not yet broken his spirit. However, wears a bronze clasp identical to that of Jodariel, suggesting the two of them have met before their exile. He has not yet revealed what he did to earn his sentence. A bronze clasp, I think that's this on his robe here. Yeah, Jodariel's got one back there. Maybe they're the High Wing Remnants? That's some kind of thing. Demon, people who survived exile long enough to be transformed by it in body, if not in spirit. We're all welcome here, save demons such as you. Leaps and slams down, forcing back those in vicinity. So when she jumps, she has like a knockback effect. Past veteran, everyone serves the Commonwealth's blood border. Those who excelled remained. Observation seems to be responsible for Black Wagon's security. Her features suggest he lives in exile for much longer than others. Her grim outlook and the fact that she still wears the bronze clasp on the Commonwealth blood border suggests a military background. Though what she did to earn her sentence, you do not yet know. Okay, so we can assume her and Hedwyn are both from the military. He's a cur. Swift, dog-like creatures known for loyalty, optimism, and appreciation for simple things. The Alpha Chiefs would later say that their kind went soft no sooner than they joined the Commonwealth. She seems the most well-connected of the mass wanderers who found you and knows something of the land. He's a rather opportunistic disposition, and his ostentatious clothing suggests a lucrative background in the mercantile business. Even still, you do not know for sure what he did to earn his sentence. Yeah, he only gets 15 points of glory. I think they're all pretty well balanced. First Exile. I remember there being like a lot of book pages. I don't know if I ever read them all. Alright, as pretty as these words are, they're difficult to read, so I'm opening this up. The First Exile, in the words of Goltharian, Galathian Master General. Excuse me. You know, perhaps the thrice cursed name of Solomon Mur, the Emperor of Sahar, the First Exile, and my liege. This chapter concerns him and those who found him in the downside. Each of us was sent to take his life, such as was the hatred for him in and around his country. Yet we found in Solomon Mur a man transformed in body and mind and spirit. A man deserves much more than mercy. In time, he named us all his scribes, and he became the eighth. It is my greatest honor now to share with you his deeds. To know his story is to know the rites. So it sounds like the 8 scribes were people who were sent to assassinate First Exile, who was the emperor who got cast down here. And they figured out a way to get their freedom, maybe using his emperor status whenever they got in contact with the people up above. Got a pretty sweet looking helmet, I've got to say. Anyway, it's time for a rite. As the game goes on, there's like more in between the matches than just one thing than match, but I'm just gonna roll with it. Yeah, as darkness falls, your fellow exiles stand together, clad in the raiments of the rites. The preparations are set, however, everything is still calm. Soon as they grow restless. Soon they grow restless. I'm adding words, guys. I'm not good at reading.
Satan ras.
Cognare munca.
Freedom! The stars align at last. You reach the Ridge of Goal at the appointed time, and your triumvirate is ready. Your adversaries in the rites this eve shall be the Accusers. Whose ever pyre yet burns once the other is extinguished shall step closer to freedom. Now let the rites commence.
Right, I think I already made a mistake by saying all the maps were in the book, then, that was just the one. You can do a few matches in the book, like, that's where you can do training and stuff. And I think there are also special matches you can do there, like challenges or something. Anyways, that sigil in the floor of our wagon, I think that's actually like a movable piece. We set it up in the court here. It's sort of our goalpost and our banner. The stars are aligned and your pyre burns bright. Across from your companions appear several others also clad in raiments, your adversaries in the rites.
Simquadre.
Non cadicra.
Chumaga versen.
The one whom she refers to steps forward. Should have read the Nightwing, shouldn't I? That's us. That's the name of our team. It's a pretty sick name, isn't it? Nobody moves save for the man robed in gold who unfastens his mask. Lendl, he is the apparent leader of the Exile Triumvirate you encountered at the Ridge of Goal. I think the thing with this team is that they're all humans, so they're sort of like the most well-rounded out of all of them. We're actually going to fight these teams multiple times. They're not just one-offs, so when they take off their mask, you're going to want to remember these faces. All the teams have their own quirks, characteristics, their whole team composition. And something to keep in mind for later. The Accusers, the Exile Triumvirate clad in gold. Their leader harbors ill will for something he thinks you did. What I do? He shoves his mask back on and takes position with his comrades. I think it's actually like bad manners to show your opponents who you are before the rites. This is more so like a tradition thing, but there's no one really presiding over these besides the Great Voice. So the rules are a little shaky. It is time. From the shadows, you clutch the Book of Rites and focus on the task at hand. Alright, this is a real match. This game doesn't hold your hand at all.
Someone there rose to the occasion.
Rookie.
Have the
Dunk.
accusers underestimated you? Now for their pyre. Famous.
I think I pressed B to throw it. However, they can, like, jump and catch it mid-air. They didn't go over that in the tutorial, but that's, like, an advanced technique. Ah, shit.
Glory to the scribes.
That happened 100% because I didn't know the controls.
Fire now burns no more brightly than the other. There. Remember everything which you hold dear.
Because, Rookie himself isn't worth very many points, I like to try to cast the ball in instead of diving. Gosh, now I have defeat from you again. Here me keep around, one is boil and rage.
It seems that you have flustered the accusers.
I think your aura is about to get bigger.
Have you any idea what that Lendl did to deserve his exile?
Lendl. Oh, wait, I think I said Lendell. Things like this don't happen often, but, like, the mood that they're in will also influence their play tactics, which is interesting. Now they don't want to accept defeat, so they're hunkering down. If I just go past their defenses, like so, I can cast the ball in.
A daring display. Flinging the orb into the flames like that. You elude banishment using such tricks. As per the sacred law.
Probably should have flinged that because I was so safe. Now, if it's not clear, these guys are actually kind of noobs, too. They didn't think that we could fling the orb or anything like that.
Didn't see it come.
There's a reason for that, but you won't find out till very much later. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, you fucker. Tagged. Gonna do...
'Twas flung right in.
Okay, so it seems like the amount that you, like, charge the ball determines how much of your glory gets put into it.
Now to the flame.
Before I did a full charge, and that gave me the full 20 points. That time I only got 14, because I did a quick toss.
A nearly negligible effort.
So quick tosses are then more effective with people with big points like Joe Dario.
The orb is loose.
It's probably also made less effective because, in order to do a quick toss, you have to be close to the pyre, so you obviously didn't do much. You just tried to avoid banishment like that.
And it is done.
That's how you dunk.
You have prevailed. Rejoice then in your single fleeting victory. Guron Salashe.
Landel, not Landell.
Bask now in the wisdom of the scribes. The exiled Jodariel has gained enlightenment. Only the enlightened can regain their
Jesus.
freedom.
Jariel actually leveled up. I don't know why, and we all prevailed, so she should have gotten the same points as Headwind. Yeah, it looks like you won't be able to get both master skills. So, Greater Banishment, any adversary's banished Jodariel will take 30% longer than usual turn. Jariel can banish adversaries by flinging the orb into them. That's kind of awesome. When landing from a jump, Jariel briefly stuns nearby adversaries, making them drop the orb. That's pretty cool. And it tells the offensive memes of it, but it's also good for defense. Because when you land, you don't get banished by the aura right away. They get pushed back. Brazen Manor, 7 secs. After saluting her adversary, Jariel deals an additional 10 to the Pyre. So it's a taunt. That's cool. Permanently gains +4 presence, raising the size of her aura. That's pretty good. Start the right automatically gains. That's cool. Bonus points for you. After using her rush to lunge forward, Jodariel can rush again right away. That's good too, because she only gets the one move right now. After banishing an adversary, and she instantly recovers her stamina. So that would mean you can like dash in and do a quick cast and get another dash, as opposed to just being able to dash right away. I think this one seems like the more well-rounded tree. And yeah, this is all more offensive. I really like this though. I think I want her to have this, maybe. At most, I would be able to get like 2 of these and 2 of these, which would mean I would give up the end your banishment, which I might actually do, because I do want this, so maybe I'll get like both of these and then these 2, or I don't know, this one's really good too. I'm gonna start with this.
The demon scribe bestows his favor.
Maybe she got the most experience for getting the winning point, or because she got the most points. After the rites, the accusers disappear into darkness. As you return to the wagon, in the still night sky, you see a single star burns brighter than the rest, beckoning you onward.
Smadonashe.
Deliosta.
Consilta Vidias.
Consilta Vidias.
Sounds like Lindell actually did something bad. None of them seem to care for him very much.
Ligeratus.
Even Hedwin walk in silence for a time before he speaks up.
Sentirna.
Hedwin wishes to know if anything is troubling you. Ask why he's exiled. Ask how he got this wagon. Ask why you cannot conduct the rites yourself. Ask what happens if you refuse to help. Ask about the wagon. How did you guys get this equipment and stuff? Ask Hedwin how he and his companies managed to come into possession of this black wagon and what happened to its former owners. He maintains eye contact and his smile.
Som terras.
You sense he speaks truthfully as he beckons towards the fading dark alcove. Sounds like he doesn't want to tell me anything quite yet. Scorpus, star of the old cutter. Those born under this are wiser than most. What is that, the Scorpio? Is that a proper zodiac sign? All these are close to the real zodiacs. They're just a little different. This would be like Capricorn. Gemini. Look at them when they're near the stars. Let's see, Homer? Yomer? Jomer? I want to say Yomer. It sounds cool. The dust star burns bright over an ancient spring of the Yomer Valley.
Kirafacitas. Peleosunta.
Si magpagre.
Certavase.
Guron Salashe.
Gratiam.
Ring of Yomer, according to the stars, the Alpha Chief hoped bathing here would cure his ailments, but it only made him itch. I guess that means these aren't the good kind of springs. Dirty water, perhaps. And you also dialogue. What's up, Rook? Find Rookie rummaging the corner of the black wagon. He hesitates trying to find the words. Then something serious is troubling him. It's about my mustache. Unscrupulous? Like untrustworthy? I think that's what that means. I gotta admit, it does look kind of a evil villainy. I think this is the same one Dr. Robotnik had in the Sonic movie. I didn't watch it. Oops. I think it suits him. If he had all normal teeth, maybe not, but that one gold tooth there, thug. Bounds off out of the wagon. Rookie gained +1 hope for the next fight. This attribute affects duration of banishment. Right. The dialogue options can also... I said the mood affects how the enemies play, but it affects how you play too, because if you're like mean to someone, they'll have lowered stats during the next fight. So, like, trying to get along with everybody, learning what they want to hear is kind of a big part of this as well. Ricky knows this mountain passed through an arid region further north. Sand. Sparkly sand. Climate here in Yorik Valley is hot and uncomfortable. On top of that, stowaway. It's a girl with cool hair. Look at that, she's making the right sticks. She must have latched onto the undercarriage to cross the ridge. Her manner is odd, though you sense she means no harm. She must have overheard some of your fellow exiles' conversations. Midori approaches the girl and looms over her. I think she just recruited her onto the team. Dario leaves without awaiting a response, presumably to make room in the wagon for your new guest. Stowaway is overjoyed at this. Look at her eyes. Kinda creepy. Some revere them as gods, believing they bound themselves to exile so that others could live free. Centuries of oral tradition have shaped the history of the eight scribes into myth and legend. She clasped her hands and burst into laughter and performed some sort of dance. Ruki stares at all this and leans in close to Headwood.
Se fare faro.
Sandalwood, the apparent name of some mysterious informant of Edwin, Jodario, and Ruki. Right, so again, with the whole mask thing, aside from it being tradition, you just don't want people knowing that you're performing the rites, because that's how you get your freedom. Everybody wants a chance at freedom, right? When you kill someone on the sports team to get a place in there so you can get out instead.
Sertabas Talia.
Fare grazie, Tam.
Irina Taliosanta?
Videre nantis?
Vistalia.
Since the girl is struggling to recollect a certain name she felt best suited her. Any name that rhymes with gray. Sad thing is, they're just making fun of her gray hair. Also an albino, I guess. That would explain the red eyes. Kind of pale. Name is May, K, Fei, Day, Zay, Shay, Ray. Lay, Che, Nay, Tay, Zay, Gay, Bay. You can name her Bay. The game acknowledges this as a joke, however, I like May. It's a cute name, don't you think? I'm gonna say May. You suggest so is girl's May. She's a young, vagabond girl with an odd manner and an unshakable sense of curiosity.
Vistalia. Ita Polameta.
May the moon touched, but I guess maybe you don't know. You don't have to say that part, because I didn't really like it. Your fellow exiles decide to bring May along for now. She almost collapses from exhaustion. They take her in to show her somewhere she can rest. May join the group. She's tired, but excited. Welcome aboard. The Black Wagon arrives, some more peaceful stretch of Yomer Valley. Your companions wish to hole up here for the night. They give May and all your little time. May and all of you a little time to rest. Please consider your option. You see how the sand like sparkles in the sunlight? Seems cute at first, but what some of you may not know is that glass is made of quartz sand. Or, you know, just little pieces of quartz that are found in normal-ass sand. So to see it sparkling like this would imply that it's so hot the shit is actually turning into glass. The sand probably hurts like a bitch as you walk on it. May seems to be recovering well since you found her. He seems fascinated by everything and everyone in the wagon. As am I.
Macredias Taliorata.
Why are you talking to the wagon? Ah! This doesn't make sense. This one's crazy. I'm gonna pack you. She brings us out the door. She's living in her own world, bro. Actually, I do want to check on May's stats. I do believe she's also a nomad. However, she should have a stat differences from Headwind. Or if she's not in her party yet. Well, exiles are taking a moment to unwind. Jodario mentions for you to join them. Motions.
Sapisa.
Samisara Sumaina.
At certain junctures, you may choose several locations, ways in which you make yourself useful during occasional moments of free time. Forage for resources, search for valuables to add to your black wagon stash of goods. Study in private, hone your skills as a reader, grant a small global bonus to your fellow exiles during the rites. I think this gives everyone a stat bonus. Mentor a companion, teach your fellow exiles old ways to raise their individual ranks in the rites more quickly. I guess this is a straight up experience dump. I think in the early game, foraging might be good. Stat bonuses are probably just as valuable, but I'm gonna forage. Dung boulders. You sent something of value here. Also remains of a giant beetleish giant heap of excrement. Do not ripen with age. Heightened bones. You sense a source of enlightenment here. Interact force range. Remains of things long gone, which once walked and shaped the valley, yet retain old wisdom. Defensive enlightenment, maybe a stat boost, or perhaps something that I can actually use. Well, this is probably something to sell. I think I'm gonna search Titan Bones.
Haloshemka.
It says a wisdom trace. Grants an exile plus 1000 enlightenment. Holy crap. It's probably better than the experience dump, right? Also pretty valuable. Who do I want to give that to? I want to say Rookie, because he's like a really good guy for getting points with. However, someone like Headwind, really only good once he gets more levels in him, I think. He's fine right now, but he's not good. I'm gonna give him some points.
Havendetas.
I'm not gonna read all these hell out just because I'm the one playing, and also that took like time, so I'm just gonna look at them. Feel free to read if you want. 50% more stamina. It's pretty good. So you can like body block people to banish them while they're in the air. That's pretty sweet. A bigger aura cast. That's pretty cool. You heal your own Pyre when you get points. That's pretty sick. A whole 2 seconds rather than a percentage. That's pretty cool. That's pretty good too. A resurrect. You can like set up some fucked up ganks with that by getting someone in real close and running up to them real quick to get the ball back. While bearing the orb, Headwind and his allies move with and pass the orb more quickly. That's pretty good. Regenerate twice as quickly as use it. Goddamn. Bones of the Saharan Legion. Though many were conscripted into the Master General's Legion, many more simply volunteered. Marks of the Master General: rites, Master enhanced nomad skill and versatility. Golotharian never ordered an assault in which he did not participate firsthand. No, that's a man. So I guess this is his more aggressive tree here, and this mastery thing is actually really good. But these are all just really awesome support skills. Like having Headwind on the team will enhance everybody's ability, not just his. This is a tough decision. I think possibly I might go for a split tree on this one too. If it allows me to. I think I want to go with this one for now. Because Headwind is more of a support. The path leading further west splits off, and once again, your fellow exiles turn to the choice of where you go over to you. May seems enthusiastic for which route you choose. Spring of the Omer. Fall flat. South route across the Umrah is riddled with barren rock and bones. May believes those who travel this path shall be swift as the Omer of the 8 scribes. So that'll probably give us a speed bonus. The Glue Hive. North route past remains the Hive Titan. He believes those who travel this path shall be strong as the goal of the 8 scribes. So that's maybe a glory bonus. I think I want to go with speed. Or no, since we have Headwind's new ability, we maybe want strength because we'd be able to sprint more often. May's behaving stranger than usual as he passes through the barren waste of Glue Hive. The lifeless carapace of Bialanthius. God, these are words. Still looms over the western edge of the valley. As pretty as this is, this world's also kind of metal as fuck. If a different artist took this, it could have gone in a completely different direction, still had like the same content.
Lorigasenta.
At first you paid little heed, but later you observed your fellow exiles seemed to be in better spirits than before. Perhaps it was the previous day's rest that did everyone good. Press 1 presence. I'll take it, that's even better than glory, honestly. En route to the Spring of Yomer, you hear all about the roving slug market, which appears to be nearby. Haruki insists take a look after you sell in. We do have that package to sell to them. Page revealed, Last Emperor.
Shake voice. Hit him.
Hey, Ronald Weasley. He is a traveling sales creature and proprietor of the Downside Slug Market.
My voice voice.
As Ron keeps blabbering, Ruki signals you in a furtive way. I guess he's getting worked up.
Destacare.
Falcon Ron.
Malalaki taki knowledge?
Oh, Falcon, like someone who peddles goods is called a hawker. So he's a Falcon because he's more aggressive about his trading since he smuggles things. I don't know, preys on people like a Falcon. Dragon Mooncrest? Fuck, I don't want the Mooncrest. Oh, it's the only thing I can afford. Ash and Coal, starter right, bears Pyre automatically gains 7 health. Punch an adversary's Pyre, bear get with bonus damage. Carrying the orb, you move faster. After being banished by an adversary, the bear has a chance to return immediately. That's pretty good. Didn't he, just take that at a loss? Right, I think because Shodariel is like our biggest defensive character, I would want her to have a chance to come back immediately.
Nawumka Shatish, Papi.
Ricky indicates to you that now would be a good time to depart. Man rides his dad, who's also a slug. I like how they have two sets of eyes. They look like some real backwater hillbilly people. Edwin seems that's on his mind. Edwin motions for you to join him. While his manner is as easygoing as ever, you sense his contemplative mood.
Cogere tamtas.
You're wondering about this wagon. It's a long story, but I'm going to keep it short. Let me read.
Nomarum diamen. Spere verita. Varemetam.
Sandfolds is where they found us. Exiles cast downriver, wash up in the southern edge of downside, into unlivable waste. Exiles who survived the river's journey are then left to struggle here. Nightwings, name of the triumvirate in blue. You've seen your fellow exiles have assumed their identity. So again, that's why you keep your identity secret. Anybody can put on the robes and participate.
Ardiamen fugiternum.
They were just told to go grab this wagon and find a reader, which means they might have not found you right away. They could have been just like out there sniping people who get thrown in here. See if any of them can read. He nods at you and heads out, leaving you there in the black wagon. The last emperor. How many nations did I scour in the name of Solium? How many countries fell before our spears and blades? Such questions mattered less to me with every passing victory. Our legions swelled across the lands and our domination grew. The Emperor Solium paid all this little heed. He only tended to his personal affairs. Our legions relished the autonomy. Autonomy. I think that means like free will. Yeah, the Emperor cared little about them, so they liked the freedom. We did not know that the Emperor cared nothing for his legions nor his people. He cared only for that which was before him. Selfish Emperor. One day he learned such things as to fit his name and vowed to seek it out. I guess those are maybe coins in his eyes to show that he was greedy. He didn't care about anything. Just himself. War and peace crushed in his hands. That's how I'm interpreting that anyways. Olive branch is peace. Arrows obviously war. Yeah. How are we doing on time? Alright. As you complete preparations for the rites to commence, you notice May approaching. You notice too she is wearing your companion's raiment.
Domizaru Mansa?
Mansara.
Orana.
Saventusta.
Uliosta.
Reader, what brings you to the spring of Jomir? Why, it must have been the stars. Although it seems that your triumvirate now numbers 4 exiles, not the expected 3. The rules of the rites were not created for you to besmirch. Prepare now to confront the fate. They still honor the traditions of the scribes, and surely have been longing for this chance. But first, you have a choice to make.
The sky burns bright once more as your next adversaries in the rites approach. Your apparent leader is a bent old cur who regards you with a formal bow. He looks like a Sharpei. This human's very dog-like too, isn't he? At his side, an intense young man. Dalbert Oldheart. He's an honorable old cur bent on upholding the sacred traditions of the rites with his son. Almer's Glue. He is a dutiful foster son of Dalbert Oldheart and is very protective of him above all else. I guess they do things very traditionally. Kinda like the Japanese, yeah? They do everything by tradition too. Whether it's a good or a bad thing, we'll see.
Not tandem, father.
Rare Rimnayas.
Albert approaches you with something in his paw. You sense his motives are sincere as he hands you a small talisman. Talisman's true power lies in the faith of its holder. The Tailwind Crest grants +2 quickness. It's cool. And command again.
Rilassati.
Everybody's happy that their Nightwings are back.
Sheila.
Why do you want to help me beat them? You said you were carrying.
Autere cansat.
Cadiro.
Ira ligaratus.
Now let us get started.
The Dariel's cool and all, but if I'm going up against these slow-moving guys and these fast-moving guys, I mean, I know at least one of them's a cur, and the other's a human, so they probably have another cur or another human. Either way, none of them are slow. So I don't think Joe Dariel is necessarily the best person to be here, you know? Edwin May is a savage. One's progress or
Choose.
simple folk ostracized for their defiances or differences, even prior to their sentencing. Also called the Moon Touched, they proved overly resistant to the principles of lawful society. So these people were just never, they're nonconformist. Now compared to Hedwin, he has less presence, faster. Otherwise, yeah, she's kind of just better than him, I'd say. And presence is a pretty important stat, but pretty good. So I think I'm actually going to unequip this since I don't plan on using Jodariel this time. And instead I will put in Edwin, give him this. He's going to be our defensive character. Then she's going to be able to move as fast as Ruthie with this.
Edwin. May.
Snados Yamata.
Ruki. The choice is cast.
So our defensive isn't great in terms of our barriers themselves, but we are a pretty fast team now. We should be able to catch up to anybody who's trying to run by. Quiet, Joe Dariel. You got benched. Oh god, we're at the same matchup actually. I didn't even consider that. Okay.
Esprage, father.
Now begin. Stand not in glory's path.
She seems to run really fast, but she has a bit of a delay before she even starts. Takes like a runner's start.
Now take it.
Oh shit. Fucker.
All banished.
Full points, baby.
Flung the orb into the flame.
The waters of Yomer Minibane are blessing unto us the seed. Perhaps our chance has come at last. Yomer Minibane, 6th of 8 scribes in the Book of Rites, also known as the Brave or the Alpha Chief. An Alpha Chief that united the Curs under a single banner and charted half the known world.
No mare vici.
What is that? Collect moon drops.
A boon come from the stars.
Infinite stamp!
But shall it be enough for Dalbert and his faithful son?
And it's really good, I just wish I knew what it was.
That was the last of them. Now.
Oh!
I almost pity what transpired there. Beauteous.
Beauteous.
Sorry, Alma.
Oh, you fuckers. Oh!
Beneath contempt. Dalbert plunged into the adversary's
Damn. That was so fast.
Too bad for that one. Absolution! Now end the ceremony. An opportunity.
Oh, damn. Oh, damn.
Abhorrent. The flame is stricken. Unfortunate for Dalbert.
Infinite stamina, baby. I'm out of here. Dunk. Oh.
And it is done. The Nightwings prevail. 'Twas the will of the 8 scribes which kept their flame alive. Perhaps you shan't be quite so fortunate next time.
What did it?
Teleosenta?
Terrestrale. Cholarescu Noxalas.
Haliprale grandas.
Je pravesta sum fili.
The Fate, an honorable triumvirate determined to uphold traditions of the rites, led by Delbert Oathhorn, with the help of his adopted son, the savage Elmer the Helpless. What a terrible last name to have.
There is much to learn from this experience. Witness the rites firsthand and be inspired.
Chivanda popul.
Jump a second or third time? What does that mean? Is there another way to get extra jumps? Oh, jump a second time while airborne, yeah. And that's pretty good. You can, like, completely clear a large-ass aura. Like, lightning run. Accelerates faster than usual to an even faster top speed. Great. 50% chance to return in only 1 second. Additional 5 damage. Casts his aura further, so he can be more of a sniper. Close to him, or you can banish the adversary by casting his aura. Blast can banish nearby adversary. That's cool. The rookie can come back right away if he wants. This is his aggressive one, I guess. And this is just generally good, this whole tree. I might go with it. Just like mobility, you can use it for defense as well. And attack. I think I'm gonna go with this. Better curves for his age all need to learn to navigate the many quirks of Yomer's personality. There had never been a cur quite so bold or tireless in spirits the famous Alpha Chief Yomer many made. Yeah, we're going with the jump tree.
The Alpha Chief himself. Until the next rite.
Sedame frunca.
Salah haloshiamas.
Lorigase nirudas.
Sertabas talia?
Cruce taricta.
Shela.
Halibrale crandas. Ah.
Vistalia.
Get some sticks. As you return to the wagon after prevailing over the fate, you notice Jodariel tense up and frown. You mad I didn't use her?
Negaro.
Se fam?
Oh. Yeah, Sleepy Man's gone.
Som Miret.
You see, it's true, there's no trace of the lonesome minstrel who'd been lying still in the corner of the wagon all this time. You join the others and search for him outside. You learn nothing of the lone minstrel other than what little Hedwin told you from how they found him with the wagon. You sense their concern as they scour the vicinity for him.
Nasivaram Kiras.
One's like right next to the other star. I couldn't have gone like this. Be a nicer trip, don't you think? Haub, the Midnight Star. The Midnight Star burns bright over the standing stones at the edge of flagging hands. Oh, it must mean waving hands. Flagging. I was thinking flogging, like hands that beat someone. And I was like, that's an A, not an O. Interact with, yeah. The area is probably really windy then.
Simdare.
Che ti multa, sa?
The Cairn of Hobe. The accursed imp here felled the mighty Bone Titan, Shaq's 6 shoulders. Shaquille Six Shoulders.
Crecare.
Incaricare.
Tirta.
I continue searching for some time, however, the minstrel is nowhere to be found. We're just gonna leave him. Maze, scribe catcher? Like a dream catcher? Bundle of sticks, May insisted on hanging in the rafters. He believes it brings good fortune. May says, humming softly. After having defeated Fate in a pitched battle last night, you find Jodariel off on her own. Since she must talk about your decision to exclude her from conducting the rite.
Ligaratus. Vocare umen.
He departs to check on things outside. He senses that she has no misgivings about what transpired, and is more concerned present about the missing minstrel. I'm guessing that she's like so prideful that if you had lost that match, she would have taken a stat debuff. There's still no sign of a lone minstrel, although Jodariel tracks potential signs of movements east, the same way you're headed. You considered where to search for them. Jodariel believes the missing minstrel must have taken the same route you took earlier. South Rhine. Edwin thinks the missing minstrel could have taken the route opposite to the one you took. Now let's take the one opposite. Maybe we'll find the other thing, right? I don't know. As you travel through the stark badlands of Fall Flat, why is it flashing? Even though wild curs of the valley avoid the oppressive heat of this place, Edwin seems more ill at ease than usual. There's no sign of the missing minstrel.
Pero de crame.
Tanta nari tempra.
Si auda hante.
Na fa crispere.
You picked up bits and pieces of the minstrel's significance to your fellow exiles. He was there when they first discovered the Black Wagon, but they refused to say much more for now. You can assume that he's a friend of Sandalwood's at least, since he was with the wagon and all.
Okay, Sam.
Umene tom.
Orana.
Sembrare cantus.
Averade.
Your fellow exiles scramble to prepare the wagon for whatever is out there. Once you help them settle in, perhaps you can learn more of the source of concern. Might be talking about howlers. I've mentioned them a few times. When I hear the term howler, I think of a pack of wolves. Though, since this is the downside, it's probably something much worse.
Nasigna haram.
Nasere culpa.
Valke kam.
Hirem taritam.
Si capi volta.
No seré culpa.
Male de fortun.
Nasi varm kieras.
Acceptava.
Au mare daros.
Positia.
The Guardial exchanges looks to ahead when each of them nods to as if to signal their approval. Well, if we're just defending, Ruki isn't really the best person for this. We're gonna use them instead. It says they fear the scribes, so I guess that means that they're adherent to our right powers or whatever. Oh, they're like little imps. Like our drive imps. I guess if we do it at the point it's fully charged, you get a power cast. Which goes faster. That's pretty cool. Oh, you can charge your jumps too. Oh boy, there's a lot of them. Please stop. May spot something creeping to her. Ooh, oh boy. Here! Ferocious creature. He's adorable. Look at that. Look at that. He's got a little boo-boo on his horn. The howling subdues as your fellow exiles scramble out to check on May. You find her in long peace, along with an unfamiliar little face. You sense a depth of experience in this creature, at least judging by the drive imp standards. In fact, you feel a connection to him. If you concentrate, perhaps you can derive some meaning from his calls and screeches. Screaky kiki. Dude seems both excited and frustrated by something. I try to understand him. You sense some patterns that drive him screeches. He seems welcoming of this. The drive imp seems to have a history with your black wagon. You're beginning to understand him. The drive imp recognizes you as a new reader of the Nightwings. He's pleased to meet you. The drive imp seems satisfied at having gotten through to you. You explain to your companions what little you have learned of him so far. No one argues against letting the creature come along inside the wagon. The other drive him stare at him with something like a reverence. It's a god. I haven't joined you. He seems to know his way around. He's a little cutie. There's a boy. You can see the little imp has made himself at home. He rushes up to you. Karikikikiki. Your imp companion seems very pleased to be in your wagon. He indicates he was able to find you thanks to a swarm of howlers. He has no love for howlers, and they know not to mess with him either. He plans to set up a nest that should ward off any further trouble from them. I guess that was a one-off minigame then. Looks forward to the road ahead with everyone and believes it shall be worth it. He's saying he's happy to be back where he belongs and he urges you to keep going. He bounds off towards his brethren settled in the wagon's rafters. So, a very similar sort of adventure game is, of course, the famous Oregon Trail. At various points, you'd, like, get out with your shotgun and hunt down wolves and stuff to try to defend your resources. I guess that's maybe what just happened, except it sounds like they went against it. Because we now have a nest to ward them off. I don't remember it being a very big element of the game, so... yeah, it's probably just a one-off experiment. Maybe they thought it was going to be a bigger part before they decided against it. Lick sand. Oh, it's in like the same general area. It seemed much further on the star map. But there's the corpse right there. Near in center pass, there's a scarab Hobe. Your imprint seems insistent that you take the path bearing east. Edwin orders the wagon halt somewhere in the stark badlands of Yomer Valley.
Timbari Cantus.
There's someone on the road. Be careful, everyone. The figure watching a black wagon from far approaches, arms spread wide, although a hat and cloak concealed the figure's features. So he's doing like the Dark Souls taunt. And the imp rushes towards whoever it is. Hirikik. The imp is very riled up to sight of whoever is approaching, though in an almost joyous way. Tizo. I love his name. Favorable driving seems to know the ins and outs of Nightwind's Black Wagon. It's good to see you, and you have found the others even faster than expected. Man's guitar. Thick. Imp called Tizo appears very pleased, though his mental turns toward the rest of you.
Malattie difícil?
Pensariamita.
Somraje kralo.
Kullaro dira.
Serenta?
Son felicet.
Certave keras.
Ma certare vas.
Edwin and the others exchange looks.
Kerami takste.
Simdase.
I'm sometimes called Tariq. Pleasure to meet you, Nightwings. Tariq, the lone minstrel. Could be Tark. I think Tark is actually the way it's pronounced. That rings a bell. So, yeah, Tark. Appears to be a traveling musician, yet seems to be connected to the rites. The lone minstrel returns to the Black Wagon with your fellow exiles. I think we probably have time for one more, right? Yeah. Jeez. Yeah. One more. Karen of Haub is foreboding sight. It is here that the next rite is soon to commence.
Geratus.
Page revealed the rope collar. The white lute, the lone minstrel Tark's musical instrument, which he chronicles great deeds through song. One minstrel and his white lute chronicle the journey of Nightwings through song. Using it, you may hear glimpses of your past experiences across the downside. So this lets you listen to the sound. I should have mentioned that the song is different based on what team you're playing against. Like, it's the song emphasizes their personality. There's one of them that's like a freaking metal band, and they get metal music. It's pretty awesome. You love to see it. My lip just cracked. That sucks. Hurts. The lone minstrel seems to have situated himself in the wagon. He's still very not unlike when he was sleeping.
Audira ligeratus.
On the contrary, you do not know what he means, and he soon senses this.
Pendere sare.
One minstrel nods farewell and steps away. So he knows exactly what's going on. He's been with the Nightwings before we were them. As does Lil Tizo. The rope collar. I knew it was a fool's errand, but my liege, he would not listen. He instead insisted to pursue a certain treasure, a celestial orb, freshly fallen from the heavens in the reaches of the downside. Maybe that's how they determine the location of the rites. An orb falls like a star. Wouldn't that be cool? He would be a living legend if he could only grasp it. Whispered in his ear that, Yalmar, rope collar, his elder and most trusted aide, would that I slew the man myself. That's a weird sentence. He was simple and yet brilliant ruse to draw the Emperor farther still from his responsibilities and towards his greed. Thus did Emperor begin an expedition into the Forsaken Lands. He insisted that he go himself, because he's greedy. He exiled himself into the downside so he can find this orb he was told was valuable. And I guess that's how he became the first exile.
Mo, Higashin fries. Fatawa Powie fries. Miss Dati na Lupenta Kogantai.
Pinch of Stardust. I believe you use these to upgrade your talismans. Yeah. Thanks for the free sample, bruh. But even if you don't want to buy new talismans, which obviously you're going to have a lot at some point, and you can only have one equipped at a time, you can upgrade the ones that you have, make them even more useful. You also got a ton of money from that event, if you didn't notice. You could start with additional health, do additional damage. After banishing an adversary, the bearer gains money up to this many times per right. They can earn 10 money from killing guys. Pretty sweet, right? And it's a pretty low cost thing to get into, so I'll take that. Hell yeah. Take this too. Pretty woof. You know what I mean? Oof. My dad. I kind of want this Kerfang, but I don't know. And the name implies that it's going to be great on Rookie, right? And we're going for his speed tree rather than his aggressive one, so I don't know, maybe later. I don't think any of these ever disappear. So, who's gonna banish people a lot? I mean, probably Joe Dario, right? This allows you to get more money rather than increasing the money per thing. Ooh, an additional +2? That's pretty special. I was scared for a second that it vanished. Yeah, I'm gonna use it on this. Oh shit. I thought it was gonna go up an additional 2. Oh well. There we go. felt a bit like a waste, but you know what? It went up a point, so I'll take it. We didn't pick hard or anything, right? Totally did. Oh. When your fellow exiles gather around the sacred site, known as the Cairn Vaub, anticipating the hour of the rites are to commence again. All is quiet for the time, and then... Oh, hey, it's them! Out of nowhere, charges in a gangly cur. He stops short and gives you a mighty sneer. That's Barker Ashpawls, a real piece of work. Just don't make eye contact. He's a troublemaking cur who thrills in the feet of triumvirants who stand against him. And once again, they talk about the Nightwings like they're important. Everybody knows them. We've never heard of any of these teams. We're all noobs. The Cur Barker laughs away at his pack and stumbles after him. You hear them howling and crackling as the stars above begin to glow. They're a bunch of hyenas. Hyena punk rock metal band thing.
Welcome, dear reader, to the splendors of the accursed Cairn of Haub. You shall find the downside grows less pleasant from this point. But first, there's a tradition to uphold. This time you stand against the dissidents. Even now they hunger to defeat you. Perhaps not simply to regain their freedom, but to deny you yours.
As the stars shine down upon you, the pack of curs you stand against the night continue hooting and howling. And Ruki pulls you aside. I was gonna sit Ruki out anyways. I know last time I put him in because I wanted a faster team. However, because this team is all curs, I think, I actually want people with big auras to be able to block more paths because I'm not gonna be able to move around that quickly. Just based on my personal reflexes. Since he means it, you can make a mental note to ask about his worry with Barker whenever time permits.
Sirindareva.
Tiran da contere.
Sumatara verita.
Look at him, he looks like Hollow Knight. So cool. A creature wearing tiny raiments appear at the lone minstrel's side. Scree. Tizo seems to be volunteering to take on your adversaries, the dissidents.
Kirama.
Umbreti cierta.
The little imp peers at you. You sense his connection to rites as he awaits your guidance. Get a little tutorial on him now. I guess you could say that's what May's thing was with the Howlers, even though we already used her. Piso seems excited to demonstrate some of his favorite tricks.
Liberatus.
Say, I don't think he's very fast, but he can make very quick little juts around the place. I believe I built him to be like an aura guy. Like he just touches people with his big ring.
Another joins your ranks.
A tagger, that's what I'll call it.
A mere imp.
Oh, it can also fly. Sick. Like Kirby.
No, it cannot be. Then we shall see what comes of this new partnership of yours.
Ooh! The map. We suicide bombs instead of casting. However, he comes back quickly. Probably quicker than if he was banished normally.
Non sai bene.
Skrock! Tizo is happy to lend you support during rites. If you could use this help.
Pyre, liberatus.
Someone who can jut around like that is actually very good against super speedy guys. So I'm thinking I'm gonna use Edwin, Jodariel, and Tizo.
Jodariel.
Glorious.
Glorious. You're gonna take this off and give it to Tizo, maybe? Or... perhaps it would better fit Jodariel, I don't know. Oh well. I don't know how to re-pick. I don't think I even can. Fine.
Tizo. Now.
Come on, boys, let's fuck them.
Commence.
Woo!
The adversary's order or be banished.
Woo! Oh shit, I didn't have stamina. See that? That was deadly. Oh! Ah! Money. Ah, double kill. Shit.
Seize the orb.
Got it.
Wings first of all.
Well, that was pretty intense. I'm not sure about my ability to do this a second time. Haha, get me now, losers. Obviously, I can jump up and knock you down. if you were going against another imp, Headwind's ability to body slam people would be really good there.
Headwind is banished.
Or the ability to throw the ball at him, whoever had the spike ability. I think that would show Dariel. That would work on him too.
What happened there?
I believe there is an imp team, just not in the campaign necessarily. Not one you go against often anyways. However, this game does have online multiplayer, so if you played this competitively, it'd be more important to know. Oh shit. You just oof me, bruh? Woo!
Your pyre weakens.
Well.
Banished all of them.
Ah. Oh.
Too bad.
Woo!
All three Nightwings. The Nightwings seem to be falling behind. My.
Dunk.
Perhaps.
That's why I was trying to give her the speed charm. She's so damn slow, which is really not good against a fast team.
Get out, Tizo.
Fuck out of here, Tizo. Definitely not an impartial judge. Woo! They almost cast it, damn.
Extinguish now their pyre. Tizo takes the plunge.
You know what? Now I think about it, the judge probably doesn't like Tizo because he's an imp, which is not one of the races in the Commonwealth. They're native to the downside. So one of them fighting for their freedom is pretty weird. It also makes him a unique character in the game. I guess their auras got stronger, but they get blocked back or something. Jeez.
Whatever shall you do?
Nah, they got quick cast, that's what happened. Oh shit. Oh wait, I lived. Somehow. Oh! Oh!
All of the Nightwings banished.
Ah, but they fucked up. Oh.
Burning flame to ash.
Luckily, none of their scores are worth very much.
A deathly thwarted drive.
Oh. Oh!
'Tis what the scribes ordain. Away with them. And it is done.
Oh, I won.
Nightwings prevail yet again. Perhaps a stroke of fortune ought to be thanked.
This is a game where I think it's very important for you guys to be able to see the entire screen.
It's complete.
That's why we've gone back to the border already. However, with my chat overlay thing, I couldn't see the enemy's score. So I didn't even know. I just knew that I was going to lose if they got me 2 more times. These are ramping up pretty quickly, though. I almost lost.
intend to teach something of trust.
Lo ragazzi Pyre.
I wish it told me how much faster. However, that's probably the main thing I wanted from this tree. I guess that's actually really good, especially with slower team members, but if I only went with one of these two, what could I end up with? That's really good too. However, instead I could have additional stamina, which I'm so about, and I have additional regen already. I think this is really good because when you power cast, the enemy won't be able to read your line. Maybe more useful more in multiplayer when you're fighting actual people, but still. I want to say there's a way to get an additional skill point or two, then you can actually pick things, but I don't remember whether or not that's the case, so I guess I'll stick to just this one side.
Of inspiration for next time. Enlightenment seldom avails itself to simple imps.
Right, so they got green experience, which is like experience that they have from watching, but they don't get to cash in on it until you've actually played them. Meaning, eventually someone could get themselves all the way up to level 5 through green, but they'll still be level 1 when you play them. Until they finish that match. Alright, what can Tizo do? Tizo moves faster and floods and zips. His banish ability goes even further. I think I specifically made him an aura guy just because I didn't like blowing myself up. But it's still already a really big area. Tizo returns even faster, that could make me want to do it. Deals an additional 10 damage to Pyre. So this is sort of for an aggressive playstyle, however, the thing about Tizo being aggressive is that he blows himself up, which sends him back to the beginning. If you made him really fast, that wouldn't be an issue, but he's not naturally super fast. If banished, he drops a moon sigil allies can instantly teleport to from their pyre. See, that's good. He can, like, banish himself then, right? So he automatically does his explosion if he gets hit without the orb. When saluting his fast-moving Howler back. So his taunt turns him into a fast boy. That's cool. It probably keeps him from flying, though. If banished, he drops an improved moon sign that boosts allies' speed and stamina. A lot of these seem to focus on the implode ability, so I guess I'm gonna have to learn to use it, but I don't know. I feel like this pairs better with this tree, even though philosophically different, maybe. I guess I want this. Even if I don't use the implodes, his dashes are super useful. Maybe I would go with these three if I could.
Tis the influence of the Imp Scribe. Until the stars align.
After besting the dissidents, triumvirate of anarchists who conduct the rites for the sheer thrill. Yeah, they're a bunch of scumbags. They just want you to not be free. In a narrow victory, you return to the wagon to recover from the night's ordeal and figure out how to best proceed.
The fire heated.
Ligeratus tamta.
Find Jodariel and the one minstrel gazing into the sky above the valley, which is beginning to grow pale. You look towards the heavens. Seek your destination. That one's pretty far off, isn't it? Sagittarius. That'd be Sagittarius. Star of a whistling prince. Those born under it possess natural exuberance. I guess that would mean these are extravagant people. Cassius. Star of the Seven Chester, those born under it tend to be rather complicated. I don't know all the Zodiacs, guys, I'm sorry. Is there one called Perseus, maybe? I know that's the name of a Greek hero. Pyre, that's Pisces. Star of the Wooded Watcher, those born under it are mysterious and alluring. Sexy. Torvand. Star of the Great Oarsman, those born under it are cool, calm, and collected. Verdan. The Olden Star of the Broken Boyer, those born under it are steadfast or narrow-minded. I think that'd probably be what an Aries is, right? I can't expect them all to sound about the same as the original things, right? So maybe the Cassius, maybe that's like a Cancer or something. Anyways, a Milite, Milite, Milova. Maybe that's how it's pronounced. The Bog Star. The Bog Star burns bright over a fettered cavern in the flagging hands.
Southern 2. Susta.
A gloom-filled, desolate region of the downside, beyond which lies the sea. A fetid sprawl of noisome, festering, unpleasant adjectives. Basically, a disgusting swamp pit. So imagine like a swamp, but with acid water and like giant leeches and shit. Very unpleasant place.
Kia salamun ka?
Lori canavire.
Nanum dadaje.
Your fellow exiles agreed to turn in for the remainder of the night. At dawn, you shall have to press deeper into the downside. Alright, I'm gonna read whatever conversation we have, and then I think we'll wrap it up. Izo's nest, various scraps of things laced together with bits of ribbon and fabric, top to top of plush fish. Oh, he's got a little stuffed animal. And that fabric looks like what's wrapped around his horn. Probably left there by an old friend or something. You can tell something is troubling Ruki, though he seems relieved to see you. Thaddeus scampers off before you can respond. Seems Ruki owes a debt of some sort. What is on the line exactly? You're unsure. It sounds like maybe Barker got sent here before the debt was even paid, and he just thought it was going to go away. And maybe Ruki got sent down here anyways, and now he's like, oh shit, I can't be around this guy. He just assumes his family's gonna send for him, but why would they do that? He's exiled. That said, I really don't remember, guys. I know I have played this before, like it's not completely blind, but I don't remember the key points. I just remember the overarching story. So I'm getting a little nostalgia rush. And the game's also been pretty fun so far. Things are ramping up real quick. And everything's just so damn beautiful. Anyways, guys, having fun with this, but we are running out of time for today, so we are going to take our leave and be back whenever I decide to come back. I don't know. Having fun though, and yeah, I'll see you guys later. Maybe I'll even lose next time. Looking forward to it.